What is the biggest current human created hazard in space?
The biggest thing, right, is that we're just launching an awful lot of stuff into space. The number of working satellites in Earth orbit 5 or 6 years ago was about 1,000. Today, it's 10,000. And there are reasonable projections that we could get to 100,000 in the next 10 years.
And so this makes a cascade set of collisions, what's known as the Kessler syndrome, much more likely.
It doesn't, in that the original calculations of the Kessler syndrome were done at a time where most spacecraft did not have the ability to maneuver. Now, to the
Sure.
extent that the majority of objects in orbit are now active satellites with maneuvering capability, and we're much better than we used to be about issuing warnings going, excuse me, guys, you guys are about to come close to each other. One of you might want to dodge. The ability to avoid these collisions is better at the moment than those older models were assuming. But, not all objects are cataloged. We recently had a Chinese rocket stage blow up, hundreds of new pieces of debris in orbit. A couple hundred of them have now been cataloged. A bunch more it'll take months more for them to be cataloged. And in the meantime, they're not in the warning system. Or there are other kinds of mistake that you can make. The more satellites you have, the more maneuvering you're doing to avoid the other satellite. We're seeing huge increase in the number of avoidance maneuvers. Now, at that point, when you have thousands of satellites, if satellite A moves to dodge satellite B, while satellite C is maneuvering to avoid satellite D, what's the chance that A and C are going to run into one another now? And so it's a very complicated problem to coordinate everyone's maneuvers so that they don't make the situation worse.